Well, first off, it might get a little loud. You can see these trucks behind me going to the scene. Nicole, fortunately, no one was injured, but there are still two pretty big questions we're looking for answers tonight. That's one, how much coal is in the water? And two, what does this mean for the drinking water for people who live nearby? Police and staff say the mass shooting at a church in Texas Sunday is another chilling reminder that any place is vulnerable. On average, ATR sells one binary trigger a week. Yesterday, they sold 73. It was about 10:30 Monday morning when teachers and students got an alert about a lockdown on campus. Some assumed the worst.
As Mike Valente explains, this comes a day after upwards of 50 student employees went on strike.
Melanie Smith, Amanda Doss, Jackson Montgomery, and Amanda Hurley want Matthew Foudy removed from his position as general manager in the wake of what they describe as years of unprofessional and strange behavior, as well as harassment.
I shake, like I'm terrified to even step foot in there.
Smith is a senior and news director at U92. She claims she's been the subject of workplace bullying at the hands of Foudy, dating back to when she joined the station her sophomore year. The students vividly recall Foudy making sexually suggestive comments to Smith on air.
Jokes about Mel's body, about her sex life.
I've known girls that can unhinge their jaws like snakes.
And when she confronted him, she says he downplayed it, calling it all an act.
To be thinking about what you're wearing when you go to work, be thinking about what you say when you go to work. A place that for us is our second home because we just feel so threatened that we don't know what could happen next. That's pretty disappointing.
Foudy, who's in his 30s, is also alleged to have made inappropriate comments to students over Twitter and Facebook and messaging students excessively. In August, Foudy told Smith he would only contact the news department through email from that point on.
He told one girl, she said something about my cat loves to smell me, and he said, ... the best smell in the world.
The students became so unsettled that in June they went to Adele Crow, the director of student media, who apparently told them she would file a Title IX complaint on their behalf. Crow declined to comment to 5 News. Corey Farris, the dean of students, and a representative for the Title IX office both said they couldn't confirm or deny if an investigation had been launched. But emails obtained by 5 News show that in October, Cindy Scott, a Title IX senior investigator, told Doss that she informed Foudy of the investigation. When Doss asked why Foudy had only been told now, Scott replied that she was waiting until all of the evidence was collected.
We did everything legally, we did everything by the protocol, by the book, and nothing has happened.
The students say some action had been taken, though, and that in September, Adele Crow worked to scale back Foudy's autonomy over the station. But last week, they learned that decision was being reversed. Doss stepped down as program director, and upwards of 50 students went on strike. 5 News has reached out to Matt Foudy several times. He has not responded, but he told the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette that there are a number of Title IX investigations against him. Neighbors have been waiting to hear this sound.
It's been there for a long time.
For years.
I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to make it a lot safer to keep people from going in and out.
They're cleaning Grafton up, and I think it's nice that they're making it look better.
Joyce McCormick lives across from the building. We talked to her last year after residents started a petition to have it torn down.
I mean, when it was up, but everybody running out kind of, worried me a little bit. You knew who they was.
The old Grafton High School building was erected in 1915 and later became Grafton Middle. It closed for good in the 1980s and has been vacant ever since.
Young kids running in and out all hours of the night, people stealing stuff out of it, knocking windows out, shooting them out. So it needed to go really bad.
I'd sit there and watch bats come in and out of their rats, raccoons. To me, it was horrible.
And neighbors tell me it was only a matter of time before this building came down on its own.
To me, it was a big eyesore. You can't see anything, and to me it was dangerous for the kids that are in this area because of the condition of the place itself.
City officials acknowledged the building was deteriorating and hurting property values. But even as the bricks came down Thursday, some were feeling sentimental.
At the same time, it's sad because, it was historic, and I wish there would have been more they could have done with it, but at least now, there's no danger of somebody getting hurt in there.
Mike Valente toured the grounds and met one special veteran whose ties to the cemetery run deep.
I'm just really grateful to be here, and it's surreal.
More than 6,000 men and women are buried here on these sacred grounds.
We have it very lucky here because of them.
Veterans who served our country with dignity, and their spouses who sacrificed so much.
All those people, the men that served in World War II, that protected me and mine.
For 82-year-old Ursi Stonecker, that mission to serve runs in the family. He's one of 7 brothers to answer the call, all of whom served overseas in either World War II or the Korean War.
4 of my brothers were drafted. 3 of us volunteered. We felt it was our duty to do it. We were proud to do it.
Stonecker made the trip from Florida to visit the graves of 2 of his brothers and his wife.
The greatest thing I can say, I'm proud of them. I'm not telling them that. No, go on.
It's hard.
His daughter, Amanda Shadid.
So it's hard that they're gone, and again, we're thankful that we have a place to come to just to visit them.
And someday Stonecker will join his loved ones here on what will be his final resting place.
It's a great honor to be here, to see all this. And I could go on all day long saying it's a great honor, but it wouldn't be enough. So.
In the 1970s, President Richard Nixon sent a letter to the family noting the immense sacrifice they made in sending 7 sons off to combat.
Mike Valente was at the send-off in Fairmont today, where the energy was electric.
Parents, students, and fans lined the streets Friday.
Everybody's so excited.
We got this game won.
Packed up the cars.
I go to every game, away games, playoff games. I go to every game I can.
And cheered on the Polar Bears as they set off on their journey to Wheeling.
Good luck, Connor. We love you. Go Bears.
Bus is about to take off and energy is palpable. These players hoping to deliver Fairmont Senior its first state title since 1946.
It would be huge. The town would probably shut down for the whole day. It would be crazy.
We've been waiting for this for years. It would just, it would pump the whole community up, you know, if we could get this title tonight.
Roger Wright has been a diehard Polar Bears fan since he graduated high school in 1969.
Just tradition, the players and family, and they're just good players, and the whole community is excited.
Led by WVU standout recruit Dante Stills, the Polar Bears defense will have to contain a formidable Beavers offense that's averaging nearly 47 points per game.
Mingo Central, they was averaging 57, and we held them to 6. So, you know, just one more step and one more piece in the puzzle, then we should be okay.
And although they admit it'll be a tough fight, these fans say their boys are up for the challenge.
Our boys, they've pulled through all year long. They've played strong. They're a team. They play as a team.
We have a great group of seniors, and I just think it would mean so much to those boys. You know, this will be their last and final game for Fairmont Senior. It'd be a great way to end their career.
4-5 News, I'm Mike Valente.
Polar Bears are done. Win it, baby!
Keeping you connected in Marion County.